Hello, my dears. Meghan Markle's new Netflix series With Love, Meghan instantly caught my attention. The show is more than a cooking program, it's a warm invitation into her home, blending food, stories and friendship. Meghan's relaxed style makes every dish feel approachable and joyful. I was inspired by her way of connecting memories to recipes, reminding us that food is about people and moments. Her focus on fresh, wholesome ingredients and simple techniques is something I truly appreciate. Watching her, I felt encouraged to try her recipes and bring a bit of California sunshine into my own British kitchen. Would her dishes be as easy and delicious as they looked? I was eager to find out. Cooking from someone else's recipes is always a fun challenge. You learn, adapt and discover new flavors. So, with my apron ready, I set out to recreate some of Meghan's favorites. It promised to be a delightful culinary adventure. Let's see if I could capture that heartfelt spirit in my own kitchen. Each episode of the series has its own inviting theme: garden parties, cozy nights in, and more. The recipes are distinctly American s'mores, buttermilk biscuits, hearty chowders, comfort food classics not often found in British homes. It was a chance to explore a new culinary tradition without leaving my kitchen. Meghan's dishes balance sweet and savoury with vibrant salads, tempting bakes and flavourful mains. The American influence is clear, right down to the use of measuring cups instead of scales. Some ingredients, like canned pumpkin or specific chocolate chips, aren't always available here, so I knew I'd need to improvise. Adapting recipes is part of the fun, understanding each ingredient's role and finding clever substitutes. While the show also features crafts and gardening, I focused on the food. I planned to try a savoury dish, a sweet treat, and a snack to get a true sense of Meghan's style. Would these American classics win over my British taste buds? I was ready to find out. Time to gather my ingredients and dive in. The kitchen adventure was about to begin. Picking which recipes to try was a treat in itself. I wanted variety, so I chose a main course, a sweet bake and a technical challenge. First up, a creamy corn chowder, comforting and perfect for chilly evenings. For dessert, Meghan's apple tartine caught my eye, an elegant open-faced tart with homemade apple butter. Finally, I couldn't resist the challenge of homemade marshmallows, inspired by her s'mores segment. The chowder promised warmth and heartiness, the tartine elegance and simplicity, and the marshmallows a bit of fun and skill. This trio would showcase Meghan's range, wholesome, beautiful, and a little adventurous. I was curious how American measurements and ingredients would translate in my British kitchen. With my list set, I was ready to shop, adapt, and cook. Would these recipes be as foolproof as they seemed on screen? Only one way to find out. The stage was set for a delicious day. Let's get started. The real fun was about to begin. My first stop was the supermarket, list in hand and American terms translated. Some swaps were easy: plain flour for all-purpose, bicarbonate of soda for baking soda. But canned creamed corn? Nowhere to be found. I blended sweet corn with cream as a substitute. Light corn syrup for marshmallows was another challenge, so I used golden syrup instead. Slightly different, but it would do the trick. The apple tartine was simpler: apples, butter, sugar and puff pastry. Meghan suggested Honeycrisp apples, but I chose local Cox's apples for their flavour and texture. Ingredient hunting became a treasure hunt, highlighting the small but fascinating differences between British and American kitchens. Flexibility and problem-solving are key for any home cook. With my substitutions ready, I was set to bring Meghan's recipes to life. The kitchen was calling. Would my British versions do her American classics justice? I was eager to find out. Let the cooking begin. I started with the apple tartine, drawn by its rustic beauty. First, I made apple butter, slow-cooked apples with cider, cinnamon and brown sugar, filling the kitchen with a glorious aroma. While it cooled, I prepared ready-made puff pastry, scoring a border for a perfect rise. A generous layer of apple butter went inside, topped with thinly sliced Cox's apples arranged in neat rows. A brush of melted butter and a sprinkle of sugar, then into the oven. The pastry puffed, the apples caramelized, and the tartine emerged golden and inviting. After a brief cool, I slid it onto a board. Flaky pastry, rich apple butter, and beautifully arranged fruit. It looked every bit as elegant as Meghan's. The combination of textures and flavours was a feast for the senses. Simple ingredients, elevated by thoughtful touches. I couldn't wait to taste it. This was home baking at its best. A true showstopper. Next came the marshmallows, the trickiest recipe of the day. I bloomed gelatine, then carefully heated sugar, golden syrup and water to the firm ball stage. Pouring the hot syrup into the mixer with gelatin, I watched as it transformed into a glossy white cloud. After 10 minutes of whipping, the mixture was thick and airy. Spreading it into a dusted tin was sticky work, but satisfying. I dusted the top, then left it to set overnight. Making marshmallows was messier than the tartine, but the process was fascinating. Would my golden syrup swap work? The kitchen was a bit chaotic, but anticipation was high. Homemade marshmallows promised a treat far better than shop-bought. I was excited to see the results in the morning. Sometimes the most fun comes from the stickiest challenges. Fingers crossed for pillowy perfection. The next day, it was time to taste the results. The corn chowder, reheated and topped with chives, was creamy, sweet and comforting. My sweet corn blend worked perfectly. The apple tartine was a triumph, flaky pastry, deep apple flavour and caramelized fruit. Elegant yet easy. Finally, the marshmallows, soft, bouncy, and with a subtle caramel note from the golden syrup. They were fresher and more delicious than anything from a shop. Each recipe was a success in its own way. The chowder hearty, the tartine refined, the marshmallows fun and rewarding. Meghan's instructions were clear and her flavour combinations spot on. Even with my British substitutions, everything turned out beautifully. Cooking from her collection brought a bit of California warmth into my home. It was a day of learning, adapting and delicious discoveries. I'd happily make all 3 recipes again. The experiment was a resounding success. Sometimes a little culinary adventure is all you need. Meghan's recipes truly delivered. What a delightful journey. Choosing a favourite was tough, but the apple tartine stood out. It was beautiful, rewarding to make, and tasted exceptional. The homemade apple butter filled my home with comfort and warmth. Meghan's style, elegant yet approachable, shone through in every bite. Her recipes are perfect for both special occasions and everyday treats. Don't be daunted by American ingredients. Substitutions work just fine. The show is a joy to watch, and the recipes are reliable and delicious. Whether you're a beginner or seasoned cook, you'll find inspiration. Food connects us wherever we are. Meghan's show celebrates that beautifully. I encourage you to watch, get inspired and try something new. You might discover a new family favourite. Happy cooking, my dears.